Okay, so we'll get started. We are recording the this session, just so for anyone who can't make it, we can send it out to them to be able to watch it at a later time. But thank you everyone for joining. This is our it's our first Tobii Dynavox monthly update. We're going to be continuing to do these moving forward. So we're going to be doing them on the first Thursday of each month at noon, so at lunchtime. We'll keep them as brief as we can, so about half an hour to 40 minutes. So please feel free to add them to your diaries now moving forward and catch up with everything we're doing. We're regularly launching new updates to software. We've got quite a lot of exciting things going on regularly, so this is a great place to join us and catch up with us with regards to what we're doing. John usually hosts and organises these. He sends his apologies today. He's not been able to do it, so I'm standing in. This is Joe from Tobii Dynavox. But if you've got any colleagues that you think would be interested in attending, please feel free to email John or email their details to John, and he'll add them into the invite list. And what we do at these is any little updates that have gone on in the past month, but also we'll delve into one topic, and we usually have a guest speaker, which today is Cam. But I think, are you on, Cam? I'm not sure he's on. He's not well. So Cameron was going to be doing our update today, introducing the new TD I110, and myself looking at some of the new features in the latest TD Snap update. Cam is unfortunately unwell, so I'm going to be doing the whole thing today. So as I say, welcome everyone who's joined us. Thank you for coming. Just a quick update with regard to services, if you weren't already aware from ourselves. Support, order management, equipment supplies, repairs, development of products, everything is operating as usual. And the team, so myself, Cam, Debbie, John, are all on the road, and we're doing face-to-face working with precautions in place. So doing lateral flow testing regularly, etc. So we are still here to support you guys, support any assessment work that you're doing, support with installations, and general support for clients. And as always, we're doing our regular team trainings and webinar programs. So you can sign up for those on our website or have a look at the latest things we've got going on. So essentially everything's operating as usual, and please feel free to contact us for any support. And yeah, if you want us to go in depth on anything, please do invite us in for a team talk and update where we can run over all the latest things we've got happening. Quick update with regard to Windows 11. We have got a link on our website, but essentially we're not recommending updating to existing hardware up to Windows 11. However, the new PCI is compatible, and as is the product we're going to talk about today, the latest device, the TD I110, is now Windows 11 compatible, and you can have it come with Windows 11 installed when it's ordered. Quite excited about this one because I just love these accessible apps. So within Communicator 5, for anyone who's not seen the accessible app suite that we've got, it really is quite slick. Lots of eye gaze and switch access for most mainstream apps now, from Facebook to YouTube, Netflix, Spotify, WhatsApp, Instagram. But the latest offering that we've added into the suite is for Disney Plus. So really nice, slick way to be able to, independently watch your Disney subscription, favorite shows and movies. But today we're here to talk about the new TD I110. Really excited to show you this. We've launched some really nice hardware. We've got a really great offering in terms of our hardware solutions now, and excited to have this available as well. So we're going to run through basically the key features of the TD I110 and look at some of the ways in which the features and the software can empower our AAC users. So these are some of the kind of key things that we had in mind when we developed this device. And the idea is that the i110 is built for life. So it's built to keep up with regards that, it's a nice portable device, relatively lightweight. It can be mounted, and it's got a really good battery life on it. So, when it's your voice, it's important that you can take it with you everywhere and it lasts all day. And we've been able to offer that with this new TDI-110. Obviously, it's built for communication, so all the things you would expect from our hardware offerings for our devices, such as really nice, loud, clear speakers, so you can project your voice and be heard when you're out and about in the community. And of course, if you are out and about and it's with you all day, not only do you want it to last in terms of battery and to be able to be heard, but we want that robustness there as well, so you can be confident that you can take it out. So it's a really robust device. And we'll go into some of the features with regards to that as we go through the slides. I forgot to say, by the way, please feel free to unmute at any time, ask questions, put questions in the chat. You're more than welcome to get involved. The TDI-110 comes installed with TD Snap, which hopefully you're all familiar with, but obviously that includes Core First, which is a very popular vocabulary or page set from ourselves, which is focused for symbol-based communicators. And there's a big focus on developing language and literacy within that page set, and to allow for engagement and participation in everyday interactions. And we've got it available in multiple languages, which we'll touch on. Another page set, which is really popular at the moment, which is less known, is the TD Snap Aphasia page set. Really nice communication tools in there for supporting people with aphasia. So if you've not seen it, it is just available as one of the page sets within Snap. I'd definitely check it out if you've got clients that might benefit. And again, we're happy to do team trainings, webinars, in-person sessions to take you and your team through it and take you through some of those tools. It's also worth remembering that there are other page sets available. So one of the lesser known page sets, but one that's really nice, is we have got a Core First page set that's been optimized for switch scanning users. So you can see the layout is different, and also there's some options, additional options in there for your scanning settings in terms of setting up group scanning options. We've got multiple languages available. This is one of our latest page sets, which is Arabic. It's not, I was surprised how much work goes into these, to be honest. When we did a session on it, it's not just like it's a direct kind of translation. You can see, obviously, the whole page set is reversed, but a lot of work has gone into the way in which this page set works. So in Arabic, for instance, the way words are pronounced can determine the meaning of them. However, that's not necessarily how they're displayed on your button label. So there's some clever stuff going on behind the software, whereby based on the previous words and the following words when you're building your message, it pronounces it phonetically in the correct way automatically to make sure that the meaning's right. So yeah, lots of clever stuff going on with languages, but we've recently added Arabic and Hebrew to our growing and already quite big list of available languages. It's also worth noting that we have got some bilingual page sets in there as well. So if you are working with anyone that is switching between a couple of languages, we've got some really nice solutions for that as well. And there is obviously a lot of people, when they think of TD Snap, they think of symbol users, but we have got some nice text-based page sets in there as well for those that are literate. We do have some add-on page sets as well. So we have got an electronic version of Pod. We've got Gateway available in there now as well. So yeah, just a quick overview of some of the page sets that are available that people might not be aware of. So let's look at the device in a little bit more detail. So this is it. This is the TDI-110. So as I say, nice portable device. The weight's 1.15 kilograms. We've got a nice clear 10-inch display. As I mentioned, it is a robust device, so we have got Gorilla Glass 5 on there. It has got an IP55 rating, so it is resistant, to water and dust. So as I say, if it is out, if someone is out and about and it starts to rain and it's mounted to their chair, or they take it to the beach, they've not got to worry. The device is kind of designed to be able to go with our users everywhere. And it has been drop tested to 1.5 meters. Really nice battery life on it. You've got up to 10 hours of active runtime and user time. Really durable case. As I say, it is a robust device. We've actually, with this new design, because you may be familiar with the original i110 device, and we have made some significant improvements to a number of areas, but one of the big ones is the case. So you've got the durable case on the outside, but they've actually integrated a kind of internal crash case as well to protect the device. You've got your front-facing camera, Windows button on the front, and then on the back, you've got your carry strap if you wanted to connect one of those. You've got options to put a mount plate on, so it can be wheelchair mounted. Really nice and strong kickstand, so it can be sat on a table or a desk, and it's not going to fall over when the user's pressing on it. You can see that's integrated into the back there. Really powerful, clear speakers, forward-facing, optimized to project voice, and a rear-facing camera as well. And you can see the kind of design of this, the way the angle of the camera is designed to be forward-facing when this is being used as an AAC device. Still got the IR transmitter. There has been some improvements to the range of the IR transmitter, so you can do your environmental controls via this. And on the side here, under the rubber coverings, you've got options to plug in 2 switches and a headphone. And on the other side, you've got your power socket and your USB connector. On the top, power buttons and your volume buttons. So in terms of improvements from the previous i110, this one is much more responsive, especially in terms of the screen responsiveness. Much more efficient. We've made some improvements internally in terms of running multiple applications and things like that. And it's much more durable, as I say. So as I say, faster for multitasking, much faster startup. This device has got 8 gig of RAM memory and 256 gig of storage. Massive improvement on the battery from the previous device as well. As I say, we've got up to 10 hours use out of this. So the idea is that we've got full day's runtime, and also we've got improvements made to the battery consumption when the device is in sleep mode or standby mode. I didn't make this disclaimer at the start. I should have done, because my dogs just fell asleep. But whenever I present, if you think there's a funny noise in the background, it's usually my dog snoring, so apologies. And as I've mentioned, super durable device. Is designed for rugged use, so it is water resistant. So not designed to be plunged in a bath or anything like that, but it will survive drinks being spilt on it, or if it starts raining or it gets splashed. Gorilla Glass, robust kickstand and protective case as well. Some other improvements are Windows Hello is integrated to allow for users to be able to unlock the device themselves efficiently. Improvements have been made to the switch ports, so they're more durable, but they're also more responsive as well. I mentioned the stronger IR. It's much more responsive to touch, higher resolution cameras. Same speakers. Speakers on the old one were really nice and clear and loud, so we've stuck with those. And this is just a quick comparison, just kind of a visual. So in the green, we've got the specs for the new TDI 110, and on the right, compared to the old one. So you can see the CPU has been improved. We've got double the RAM. We've got almost double the storage. Much better battery runtime. Windows Hello. I mentioned that you can request this with Windows 11 and a slightly improved ingress protection. Specifically, it's on the dust and particle side that this one's been improved. Now, in terms of access, obviously we've improved the responsiveness of the screen. Anyone who's familiar with playing with the touch settings in Snap, we have got the options to put delays in and play around with touch enter and touch exit as you'd expect. But also we've got a range of key guards as well. One of the nice things with TD Snap is the consistency of the layout. So your key guard will be suitable for every page if you're keeping the grid size the same. So yeah, key guards available for the various grid sizes in CD Snap. I mentioned there's 2 switch ports on the side, so it is also suitable for switch scanning. And as I mentioned, we do have a switch scanning specific page set available as well. You all know how switch scanning works, so I'll skip over that. And then an access method that we've actually, myself personally, I've seen being used and tried a lot more is we do have a head mouse available. So one of the accessories that's available on the TDI 110 is this kind of carry handle. And we have got a head mouse available to attach to that. So if someone is a wheelchair user and wants to try a head mouse for access, then we have got that option available too. So as an overview, as I mentioned, the idea with this latest TDI 110 device is that it is designed to be super robust, to last in terms of battery life, and have features that optimize it for communication. Just check. Let's have a message in here. Yes, the mount plate and the handle will be available, or are available, I should say, sorry. I think there may be additional purchases. I'll double check that. I don't know if you are on here, Cam, or anyone else from Tobii Dynavox. I don't know if you want to double check the situation there. But I think the mounting plate, for instance, is additional that you order either at the point of purchase or later on. So along with the release of the TD i110, we've got the latest update to TD Snap. So the latest version is 1.21. Why is my GIF? Oh, there we go. It's going. Really excited to show you this. I'll probably come out of the PowerPoint and go into Snap and kind of take you through kind of these features so you can see them in action and see how they work. But this basically follows on for a lot of work that we've been doing in terms of diversity and representation within our symbol offerings for our PCS symbols. So we've done a lot of work previously with regard to having various representations in terms of our symbols. But one of the features that we've now added that we weren't able to do before is make kind of universal changes with regard to representation. I'll kind of go through those with you. But in terms of a quick overview of the updates in the latest version of Snap 1.21, if you are using it on a Windows device, there is a Windows migration. So you'll get a little icon in the top of your screen on Snap that you can click, and it doesn't take long at all. It'll migrate over. It keeps all of your, your editing and things like that, so you don't need to worry about losing anything. iOS, there's no migration required, but you do need to do it on Windows so that moving forward you get the auto updates and that kind of thing. But yeah, with this new diversity settings that we've got, when you launch a new user, the default will be basically that there's a diverse representation across your vocabulary. That will be done automatically, as opposed to, before this update came out, the kind of PCS symbols were all that standard kind of beigey, pinky color. Whereas now you'll get a representation of people, lots of different kind of ethnicities and genders. So that's kind of the default if you start up a new user, but you do have the option in the settings to go around and play with those, and I'll show you that within the software. And we've also added a symbol editing tool within here, which again, I'll show you, which allows you to go in and kind of like, if anyone's seen the symbol editor in Boardmaker, similar kind of concept in that you can go in and change the colors of things within individual symbols, as well as making, a universal change across the page set. So I'll jump out of here into Snap. I'll kind of just show it you in action. as I say, if there's any questions at any time, just let me know. Out of the way. So yeah, when you go into your editing mode by hitting the cog, you get these tabs across the bottom, which go smallest to biggest. So the smallest thing you can change is a button. So we'll come back to that if you do want to change, the symbol on an individual button. Button's part of the page, so any settings here affect the specific page we're on. But under page set, this is like this is where any settings that you want to affect every single page within the software are located. So in terms of these new diversity settings, underneath page set, because it is a setting that will apply to every page across your vocabulary, under style on the left-hand side here, you can see this is the new addition that we've got. So you can come into the skin color and you can select diverse. So this is what I was saying. This is the setting that will kind of start in automatically now if you start a new user in Snap. And you can see within here, now we've got a variety of different skin tones being shown. So you can see the difference with I and you and can and like and want. And if we go into people, that'll show it again more, different skin tones there. And again, in the same place under page set and style, you can do the same with hair color. So you can see that's just changed. And now rather than just having one hair color across, you've got different hair colors represented across your symbols. Again, if we go back in there, as well as just being able to set it diverse so that you have a variety across all your pages, if you scroll down, you can see also you can select specific skin tones that will apply across the page. And the same with, if we go back to hair color, again, you can do the same here. I'll go into people so you can see it more clearly actually. But you can see it changes the hair color across all of your symbols. So I'll just change them both back to diverse. So yeah, we're really excited about this. It's been something we've been asked about quite a lot for some time. It comes off the back of a lot of work we've been doing about representation and diversity. So for anyone who's kind of not seen the work we've been doing within, our PCS symbols, for instance, let's try this. So you can see within, when you do a symbol search, we've got a representation of lots of different ethnicities, ages, genders. We want people with disabilities to be represented as well. So you can see that we've done a lot of work with that in terms of symbols that have been available in Boardmaker and TD Snap for some time. You can see here the same with something like wedding, because obviously it's a really important thing for us. We want our users to, we want their communication device to be a representation of them. So again, doing a lot of work on voices at the moment as well. We want the device to, represent someone's identity, essentially. So yeah, lots of different options in terms of the number of symbols that we've got available. A lot of work we've been doing on voices, and this kind of carries on from that, in that you are able to have your kind of culture or the people around you represented within your symbol vocabulary. So that's kind of like the universal change that you can make that goes across your entire page set. But another feature that's been added, when you are on an individual symbol or button, you'll notice that there's a new icon now here underneath your symbol. And this then takes you into that symbol editor that I mentioned before. I'll choose a different symbol actually. Top tip, if you didn't know, when you're in edit mode, if you double click in Snap, it allows you to navigate without having to come in and out of the edit mode. But yeah, so you can see on here, you've got the option to choose colors and make changes to individual elements of the symbol. You've also got some different options available that you can just select through and make changes to. And if you come in here, you can actually, choose a specific color as well. So on this kind of color palette option, you've just got some kind of options to choose from. But if you want to get a specific color, you click on this little tab here, and then you can choose the exact color that you want. Also, if you've got any feedback on any of this, there's this little icon in the top right-hand side of the symbol editor. So if you think we've missed anything, we do welcome feedback, and a lot of the developments we're doing moving forward are based on customer and user feedback. So please do feel free to let us know. But yeah, that's the symbol editor. So as I say, when you're under button, underneath your symbol, this kind of icon of the paint tin, click on there, brings you into the symbol editor, and then you can change your various colors. Some questions in the chat. Let's have a quick look. Okay, no worries. Thanks, Hilary. That's fine. Yeah, that's a good point, Gillian. I've not had a look at the various, how things look when you're doing it with the high contrast symbols. But yeah, that would perhaps affect that. I wonder if I've got any available on here. One second, I'm just going to see if I can quickly bring a high contrast page in. I'll have a quick play with that. Feel free to unmute or anything if you have any other questions just while this loads in as well, guys. I'll nip back to the PowerPoint just to finish off while we're waiting for that to come in. Yeah, I believe there is, Donna. So I'll try and show that when we go back into Snap once this high visibility page set comes in. But I think there's like a little pipette symbol on there that you can use to kind of grab an existing color, for instance. So, and then once you've used the color, so I chose green before earlier in the day, and that's why green was shown in my original color palette. So I think once you choose a color, it's automatically added to that palette, so you've got it again for later. And then also you've got the pipette tool to be able to replicate a color that perhaps you found on another symbol or something like that. I'll show you that in a sec when we go back into the software. Oh, that's the end anyway. So yeah, thank you for the questions. As I say, feel free to put more in the chat or unmute. Contact details for myself and the other members of the team if you have any questions or you would like to arrange team talks or support visits or anything like that. Let's jump back into Snap and see where this is up to. Might take a little while, this. I might just cancel it. I've not had to play with the high contrast stuff, but yeah, you are right. I'm assuming if you play around with them, it is obviously going to affect the visibility. Let's just go back. Yeah, so back to the question about colors being saved. When I go back in here, as I mentioned before, green wasn't showing in here. So let's go in here and choose a random color. See if it works again. So if we change the color of the tie, accept. Yeah, you can see now when we go back in, that color I've just chosen has been added to my color palette. So it kind of automatically saves it for you there. This is that pipette tool. this works how I think it's going to work, I think it allows you to like then grab, yeah, can you see it kind of grabs the color that you hover over, and then that then allows you to select that. So if you find a color that you want to replicate on one symbol, you can use that pipette tool to find it, use it, add it, it'll automatically add it to your color palette, and then you're good to go moving forwards. Yes, we can send some info over to you, Gillian, regarding the head mouse. I think it's called a Nano, I believe. But we'll email you some links over so you can have a look at it. And great, thank you, Donna. Awesome. Well, I won't keep you any longer, but hopefully that was helpful. As I say, we're really excited about both the device, the i110. There's really significant improvements been made there for our touch and switch and head mouse users, and also, you know, this improvement in terms of our representation and diversity work, which we're going to be continuing to do. And as I say, welcome any feedback from you guys. Cool, no problem. I'll make sure you get that as well then, Donna. All right, well, with that, oh yeah, good question. So the price of the device of the new TDI 110 is exactly the same as the old one, which I believe is £3,200. So we've kept the cost the same. Essentially what we've done is we've improved the robustness, the battery, and all that stuff whilst keeping the weight exactly the same. And we've also managed to keep the cost the same as well, which we're quite proud of and happy with, given the you know, changes in the market at the moment. So yeah, cost is exactly the same as the previous device, and I believe that was 3,200 or 3,199, something like that. Cool. All right. Well, thank you all for joining. Thank you for your questions. I'll make sure everyone gets a follow-up email. We'll include links to the head mouse on there to everyone in case it's of interest. And we'll look forward to seeing you at the next monthly update. I'll hang on for a second in case there's any more questions, though. Thank you. Cheers, Cheryl. Glad you enjoyed it.
Hi, Joe. Hello. Gillian here. Oh, sorry, I've got my wrong camera enabled here. I'll just stop that. I was quite interested in the diverse option, you know, for symbols. I was thinking I'll probably use that as the default. But yeah, I just didn't think it was maybe work quite so well with the high-vis sort of symbols. So just something maybe to think about when setting up, you know, the choice of a symbol style for a user. And maybe it wouldn't work quite so well with the high-vis symbols.
Yeah, I'd not thought about that, to be honest, but it's a good point. And as I say, it's a shame it was taking a little while to bring that page setting. Let's try again, see if it'll do it whilst we're on. Wrong place. My internet's rubbish here, so
it's been okay actually. Yeah,
I'm glad it's survived here, because I was on someone before and it was dropping in and out. Okay, so yeah, let's see if we can get this downloading, and then we can actually do it, and we'll see what it looks like. I'm not even thought to try it, to be honest.
Whilst you're doing that, can I just ask a really quick question? Sorry, because I've got
of course you can, yeah.
Shortly. I was trying to, so I can see you, but now I'm looking at a different screen over there, so you can see the side of my face. I was just wondering whether there's scope, how it works with other software, because I know the i110 originally, when you guys were going to merge with Smartbox, it was an option for running WordPower through Grid. So I'm just thinking of existing users who need a robust touch device. Have you tried it with any other softwares?
So I've tried it with Communicate 5, which is obviously a much bigger piece of software than Snap. I've not tried it with the Grid, but I do know that with the i110, we did get reports that when you start running bigger software that's more complex, it was quite slow. But because of the improvements, last one, Yeah, with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
older one, but with the
Yeah,
new
it
one,
was.
that's one of the reasons we made these improvements to the RAM, the CPU, the
Yeah, yeah, I was
processor.
thinking.
So, it works great for me on the. So I was trying out the accessible apps within Communicator 5, and that all worked great. Also, one of the other issues with the old one was like running multiple apps. So like when you're using the accessible apps and you've got Spotify running, and then you're going into YouTube, and then you go into emails. It would slow the thing down, whereas this it's running nice and smooth.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's great.
so I'd
Thanks.
assume it would be the same with Grid. I think because all of that side of it's improved, then I would like to
it's
think
just for existing users that you need to find a solution for them. It's not always so straightforward. And what about custom key guards? Is that possible to get made if you needed to?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we've
Okay.
I don't see why not. We've always been able to do them on other devices. So yeah, I would assume so.
Perfect. Thank you.
Cool. All right, thanks, Ruth. We're getting there, Gillian.
A wee bit like watching paint dry, isn't it?
Yeah, a little.
How does it compare with, say, an iPad with a rugged case? I'm just not too familiar with weights. Is it? I'm assuming it will be a bit heavier.
Yeah,
than, like the TD, the TD Pilot, mind you, that's eye gaze, isn't it?
Yeah, that's eye gaze. So that's I don't know if you've held the TD Pilot, but they're 2 kilograms, and this is just over 1, so it's half the weight of the TD Pilot. I mean, it depends what case. If you've got one of them big spongy cases on an iPad, I suppose they're relatively light, aren't they? But I don't know how much they actually weigh all in.
Yeah. No, definitely the robustness is a big attraction.
For sure. Yeah. Oh, well, I actually forgot a really important point. Damn. So as part of the robustness side of things, you probably already know this, but it comes with 3 years worth of TD care as well.
Okay.
So, if anything were to happen to the device, we send you a replacement while we fix yours, and that's guaranteed for 3 years, and there's no limit on that either. So can't believe I forgot to say that.
Is that for accidental? You can tell I've got someone in mind. Is that for accidental?
Unlimited accidental damage cover, yeah.
Screen. Okay.
Yeah, unlimited. Cool. Can't believe I forgot to say that when I saw my
have you got any loan devices that we can try as specialist services just between us?
Look ourselves? I don't know if they're in the office yet, but if they're not, they're definitely working on getting them. We'll have them within the next couple of weeks for sure.
Okay. I'll feed that back to the team.
Yeah. Definitely. You just email sales at, just the general office email.
Yeah.
Catherine will pick it up, and then she'll put you in the list.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks again.
Cool.
Gotta go.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you very much.
I forgot to say that. Thank you. Just a reminder.
Yeah, I was hearing about an iPad just last week. One of ours that's out on loan. It got damaged in the school bus, but thankfully it's just the screen protector, the tempered glass that's smashed. So it did its job. The iPad's okay.
Good.
But sometimes the Gorilla Glass, I'm assuming that will really ramp up the strength of the screen.
Yeah, it's really quite tough now. Here we go. See if we can bring this in. Okay. So what were you thinking?
Yeah, of course. I was assuming that there were skin colors here, but they're not actually.
No, because obviously
it's primary colors, isn't it? So that's the answer, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
the diversity is kind of built in already.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I wonder what will happen now if we go on to into the option. Yeah, I mean, it's already diversity because the blue.
Yeah, that's it. Should have realised.
So yeah.
Cool.
I mean, you could again, you may, it's actually a good point though, Gillian, because you may have someone, these are just the standard, the default high visibility symbols, but you may have someone where their specific visual impairment, perhaps that's not the best color for them, and they'd be better off with a bright yellow or something like that. So good point, actually, something I'll bring up in the future.
Yeah, good that you can change that.
Yeah.
The symbol editor. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll not keep you anymore, but thanks very much anyway.
That's all right. Yeah, no, thank you. Cheers for coming along, and hopefully we'll see you at the next one.
Yeah. Okay, doke. Right, bye for now. Have a good day.
All the best.
Bye then.